We do the same work no matter what it is. One of the things they're always saying is, you see the numbers? What are the numbers like? How are the numbers this week? I don't care about the numbers. All I care about is doing a good show. If we do good work, the success will follow. If we do bad work, success won't. And I don't feel like we have anything to live up to, because everything we're doing, we do for the love of what we really love what we're doing. Everybody's having a good time. I mean, I have a writing staff that is incredibly excited about writing this show. I mean, they show up to work excited about the show. So we don't have it. I'm not worried about living up to anything. I think we'll always be doing great stuff.
Isn't it great in the beginning? It's like a honeymoon. We love everything.
Season 5, I can't stand her. She destroys my words. You mean past this season? Nothing. I got nothing. I know what the last episode of the series is. I don't want to give it away, but I know what the last episode is. And the Warehouse 13. I don't know if you've ever seen this on the sci-fi.com site. Warehouse 13 is the 13th warehouse in a series of history of 2,000 years worth of warehouses. So, and it always moves to the country that is the most powerful country in the world. So it's for its own protection, for its own survival as a warehouse. There was a time in the 30s and 40s, when the warehouse was about to move to Germany. So where might the warehouse move next?
So imagine Mrs. Frederick in charge of 59 Chinese actors.
If anybody could put together that Olympic opening, it would be Mrs. Frederick. And a 1, and a 2. But yeah, I know where the series goes. In terms of season to season, last year we left a bit of a mess that we had to clean up this year. Yeah. This year we're leaving a bit of a mess that we have to clean up next year, and that's sort of the model of it. Every episode we have an artifact that is the procedural part, but what we'll do is next year we'll figure out what do we want the characters to go through. Is Micah going to meet somebody? Is Pete? Are we going to see? Is Pete's mother going to die, or his sister going to die? Is there something that we're going to do emotionally with these characters? Is Claudia going to fall in love with somebody from somewhere else? Can we have the Eureka people come visit? So we'll map these things out and figure out the season starting in November. November 1st, we get together. 3 months, we build it out, and hopefully we'll have it all worked out by then.
I didn't say anything about
Cece's very upset because she's not in it.
Exactly. I'm not in the Christmas show.
We only had Cece for 5 this year, but we'll have her more next year.
They were just putting like Mrs. Frederick and Christmas.
No.
Bah humbug. I would probably get all the mean and rotten lines.
We're doing it's a really fun episode. It airs in December. It's completely standalone, separate from our season. It won't continue any of the arcs of the season. It's just a Warehouse 13 episode. It's Claudia goes hunting down the piano that Artie first played on as a kid to give him as a present, and she finds his father. And Judd Hirsch is coming to play Artie's father, so that'll be fun. And then in the A story, Pete and Mike are investigating something against their will because they wanted to go home for Christmas. They're going to L.A. to investigate a story, and the reason it's L.A. is because we're shooting in Toronto in August. So they're going to L.A. to find this artifact, and Paul Blackthorne is playing the guy in that story who is affected by this artifact in some way, and it's a kind of very, very loosely based Christmas Carol kind of story. Very, very, it's really fun. Really, and I'm directing it, so I'm very excited about it. Yes, 12. The last episode airs September 21st. The season finale is the 21st. My finale party is on the 18th.
Great.
And
that'll come in as a special. Then.
And that'll be a special in December, like third week of December or something. No,
I'll be on the postcard.
Yes, you will. I'd love to have it. Honestly, we've talked about this, but I'd love to see a lot of Mrs. Frederick. But the danger is you really shouldn't. Because if you see too much of Mrs. Frederick, she loses her mystery.
Absolutely.
I think, you always want half the episodes to see Mrs. Frederick. Because if you start seeing a lot of her, then I've got to start doing more story about her, learning more of her background. I don't think you want to go to see Mrs. Frederick at home.
No.
I think it would destroy the mystery. And we're adding another regent this year who's even more mysterious than Mrs. Frederick. In episode 9, Adwin Kosan is played by Farhan Tahir. And and he's one of the regents who's also deals with Mrs. Frederick. Do you have a scene with Ferran this year? You met him?
No, I met him,
Yeah.
but I didn't have a scene with him yet.
Yeah, he had one scene. He had to play a scene outside. It was 95 degrees, and he was in a suit. It was a suit and tie.
And he was cool, wasn't he?
He was. He was very cool. That was great. It was fun, and he's terrific. Oh, yes, the Zodiac. Oh, my God, the Zodiac.
Whose idea was that?
It was
That was a great idea.
It was mine.
Great, Jack's idea.
Well, it was. They said they wanted to hide something in every episode, and I knew we had 12, so I thought, okay, we'll do Zodiac. And then they said, how's it going to culminate? I said, really? I have to make it culminate in something? I got 4 stories I'm following, and I have to. So it doesn't really kind of culminate, but there are hidden Zodiac symbols in order in every episode, starting with 1, and then of course we shot the crossover episode. We shot it 7th, but it's airing 5th. So it was a panic in the art department. What's the 5th Zodiac symbol? Did we put the right one in that episode? Because it's going to air 5th, and then 6th and 7th are out of order. It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. The concept of the Zodiac stuff?
The whole show, the whole Warehouse 13.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't conceive it. No, I was. You know what? Honestly, it was conceived by 2 people who have had nothing to do with the show for 4 years. There was an idea pitched by Brent Mote to Sci-Fi 4 or 5 years ago. They liked one element of it, this warehouse idea. They had him write a pilot. Then they brought in Ron Moore to rewrite it with him. Then they went away and Jane Espenson did a pass. And then she went away, and then Rockne O'Bannon did a pass. And then he went away, and David Simpkins ran the pilot. And then I was brought on episode 2 to run the series. So, and then Writers Guild Arbitration gave Brent and Jane created by credit. I love reading it. I love reading reviews where they say, "Oh, that Jane Espenson dialogue just crackles." Wait a minute. And Jane's brilliant. I mean, I love Jane Espenson.
She hasn't written any episodes.
But she hasn't written any episodes of this show. I think she did the biggest pass on the pilot, which is why they gave her a created by credit with Brent. But she hasn't been involved in the show really for years. Don't you want to know anything about Mrs. Frederick?
I don't know anything about me because he didn't write anything about me. I'm a complete mystery. Because I wanted, as an actor, to do every single genre of film. So, science fiction. I did many years ago in Outer Limits, that presidential thing. And Avatar, I guess technically, I'm not quite sure if Avatar is science fiction.
Yeah, I think we count that.
You know.
Aliens traveling with space.
Yeah, but see, from my point of view, you aliens traveling through space in my property, I don't know. But therefore, I've now done like a single, a movie and a series. So
Yeah, how did you, the character in the pilot is so interesting and unique, and obviously we've taken that as jumped with it, but did you create a lot of that? Did you talk to them about wardrobe and hair and all of that? How did that come about?
Well, the idea was that they wanted a 60s character, but how high and how severe and how...
Yeah, they don't want to be comedic, and it's not.
To be completely straight and where it's fun all around you and you're just the one that just goes is it's kind of hard sometimes because you should see the outtakes, as you well know. But
I'm sorry,
but I thought that was a really great way to do a change from Claudette Williams, where she's still that serious, heavy person, but then it gets lighter and denser.